Yeah, you read the title right, we're not talking about the Sonic movie franchise for once. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video. This video today, we are finally taking a break from Sonic Movie 3, the Knuckles TV show, for at least this video, because I thought it was time for us to switch something up and talk about something pretty massive and basically all but confirmed at this point that I still have not talked about yet, just because of how busy the past few weeks and really months have been for the Sonic franchise, with all of the news coming out in regards to Sonic X Shadow Generations, Sonic Movie 3, the Knuckles show. It's been hectic, it's been crazy. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't fun, but I'd also be lying if I said that I didn't miss talking about the games a little bit, and some upcoming games that aren't announced or confirmed yet. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about two Sonic games in particular that were recently leaked by an incredibly reliable Sega insider who has given us details on Sonic X Shadow Generations, dropped the announcement of that Sonic Fall Guys mobile game coming. We have an article right here that we're going to dive into. We're going to read all of it. It will give us all the info we need to read. We're going to read the tweets, all the info. I can't wait. Let's dive into it right now. New rumor is good news for fans of Sonic's Chao Garden. A notable Sonic the Hedgehog leaker has good news for fans of the Chao Garden Pet Simulator game mode from the Sonic Adventure series. According to a new rumor, a Sonic the Hedgehog mobile game focused on raising Chao is currently in development. The Sonic the Hedgehog franchise originally introduced the Chao in Sonic Adventure as part of a side activity known as the Chao Garden. The Chao Garden allowed players to raise the Chao as virtual pets, with these creatures growing and evolving to be able to compete in activities such as racing and karate matches. Chao Garden was incredibly popular, returning in Sonic Adventure 2 and the Sonic Advance series. Now, notable Sega leaker has stated that the franchise could be revisiting the Chao Garden in a brand new game. I just want to take a break from this real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes of just saying, finally, it's mind-blowing that we haven't received Chao Garden, like proper Chao Garden, in so long. I think one of the last times we got a Chao Garden was like in some kind of mobile game. It was either Sonic Jump Fever or it was a Sonic Dash sequel or something. It was incredibly random, it was not accessible, and also it wasn't, you know, a real Chao Garden. It's mind-blowing that Sega hasn't capitalized off of this in over 20 years. They know we want it, they just haven't given it to us, but it looks like that's about to change, so let's see what this is about. MBKKSSTBHZ5, or Midori, which is what we're gonna call them, has previously covered Sonic-related leaks before, and has had a pretty good track record about games produced by Sega. One of her previous claims was about how the Sonic franchise was working on a Fall Guys-esque spin-off for mobile devices. Along this spin-off, Midori says fans can look forward to two new Sonic mobile games Sega is working on. Midori claims one of these spin-offs will be a Chao-raising game, while the other is a Sonic sports title. Both of these games are being developed for mobile devices and will be exclusive to two different streaming platforms. Okay, there's the catch. The Chao title will be exclusive to Netflix games, while the sports title will be an Apple Arcade exclusive, much like Sonic Dream Team. Okay, so let's read the actual tweets themselves before we, talk about this further. A Sonic Chao game and a new Sonic sports title are both currently in development for mobile devices. The Sonic Fall Guys title will release at the start of summer. None of the titles I have discussed are developed by Rovio, but various collaborators with Rovio are planned in the future. The Sonic Chao title will be exclusive to Netflix. The Sonic Sports title will be on Apple Arcade. There will be more mobile streaming platform exclusive titles in the future too. There you go. So the release dates of these are not known right now, but we know that there are three in development right now as they list right here. A Sonic Chao-raising game, which is Netflix exclusive, Sonic Fall Guys inspired spin-off, and a Sonic sports game, which is Apple Arcade exclusive. Midori also provided an update regarding the Fall Guys inspired spin-off game, stating that it will be released at the start of the summer. She notes that despite Sega's acquisition of Rovio last year, none of the games she's discussed so far are being developed by the studio. Midori mentions that Sega does have plans for future collaborations with Rovio, stating that Sega is also focusing on developing exclusive titles for mobile streaming platforms. When Midori was asked about why the Chao Garden spin-off was going to be exclusive to Netflix, she stated that it was due to Netflix cutting a good deal with Sega, helping to lower development costs by putting the game on the platform. Fans were excited to hear about this Chao Garden possibly making a comeback, as many believed that a spin-off focused exclusively on raising Chao would be a good fit for a mobile game. That said, while Midori has had an accurate track record in the past, fans should still take these leaks with a grain of salt and wait until Sega provides more official information regarding these rumored spin-offs. That is the end of the article, and we have a lot to talk about. Now, I know some of you probably know about this or have heard about this in passing potentially, but I just have been wanting to talk about this for a while while, because this is very exciting stuff. This is cool stuff, and stuff that I think we were expecting. We knew that Sega was putting heavy emphasis on Sonic mobile games. We knew they were wanting to make a whole hell of a lot of them, and it seems like they are doing just that, with even more planned in the future. But there is that catch. There is an elephant in the room, and it's the fact that both of these new games that we are just discussing today, excluding the Sonic Fall Guys title, they're going to be exclusives. They're not going to be available everywhere. If anything, I think the Chao Garden one is the less egregious one that people won't be as mad about. I feel like you could really play Netflix games on any phone or any platform you really want to, as long as you have Netflix, which yes, you have to pay for, but honestly, I think it's a good deal. You have Netflix, you're able to watch shows and movies, and also now play games, which I think is great. And chances are, a majority of you guys watching this video have Netflix, and if you don't, this might not be too terrible for your family to invest in. Especially for a Sonic Chao mobile game, something that we have been wanting for so long. I think this would be a great move. I think we were expecting the Chao to make a more grand return and kind of like a Sonic mainstream game, something like a Frontiers or whatever might come after it, like Adventure 3. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But regardless, I'm still happy that we are getting a Chao like singular game, something that is solely focused on raising Chao. We don't know too much about it. We know the art style, we know how it's going to play, we don't know what it's going to look like, but nonetheless, I'm incredibly excited for that, and we'll see when it drops, but very, very exciting stuff. And we already know that Sonic games are coming to Netflix games. We know that Sonic Mania Plus is heading to the platform very, very soon. So this isn't really that much of a surprise, and it seems like Sega and Netflix have developed a really good relationship with, obviously, Sonic Prime releasing on the platform and them having the Netflix logo on all the Sonic Prime merchandise. They have a pretty good working relationship, it seems, so this is very exciting stuff. But then you have the other one, and I think this is the one that people are going to be less, like, happy about, and that's the new Sonic Sports title that's going to be on mobile. This one is also going to be on Apple Arcade. I was expecting this. I was expecting another Sonic game to appear on Apple Arcade. I thought this would be a good working relationship. There'd be some kind of contract that would stretch over the course of like a few years for a certain amount of games to be made, and this is going to be the next one. I think everybody who played Dream Team liked Dream Team, but there was the unfortunate side of it where people were very upset that it was an Apple Arcade exclusive, which meant that Android users weren't able to play it. A lot of people didn't want to put up money to have an entire subscription service to just play one game. If there's any kind of bright side to this, if you have an Apple device and you didn't want to pay however much it is for Apple Arcade, maybe having a few more Sonic games on there will make it a little more worth it. There was already Sonic Racing on there, and then they dropped Dream Team. Maybe that wasn't enough for you, so maybe a sports title will be. What I think Sega and Apple might be trying to do right now is kind of saturate the Apple Arcade market with enough Sonic games to where they feel that Sonic fans will either invest in not only Apple product, but paying that subscription monthly so they're able to have an entire library of Apple exclusive Sonic games. I think that's a smart business move. It might not be something that a lot of fans are happy about initially, but business-wise, I understand what they're doing, and I think it makes sense. Don't get me wrong, I do think it's best for the consumer and everybody if all of these were readily available to just download on the App Store, which is what we're getting with this Sonic Fall Guys type game. But at the same time, Sega's a business, and Sonic is owned by them, and Sonic is their main moneymaker. Sonic is now one of the biggest children's franchises in the world. They want to make money off of it. They want this franchise to succeed so they can succeed. So I see why they're doing it. Apple, Netflix see the viability in the Sonic franchise, and they're going to try to take advantage of that as much as they really can. If Sega's getting good deals where Netflix and Apple are putting money to have these games developed so it costs less for Sega, that's great, and I don't blame them for taking advantage of that opportunity. I think the one that people are going to be more excited for will be the Chao Garden, not just because it's not the Apple Arcade one, but also because of just simply what it is, and also the fact that it's more accessible, I think, than Apple. It's not limited to one type of phone or one type of company. As long as you have a Netflix service that supports it, then you should be good. And with Netflix being the largest streaming service in the world, I don't know that many people who don't have Netflix. Actually, I think I know more people who have Netflix than have cable nowadays. But I'm really excited to see what both of these are going to be, specifically the Sonic Sports title, because that's very vague. I don't think it's going to be Olympics or anything like that, because we already have a Sonic Olympics game, and that was just completely lackluster and not good. So I want to see what approach they're going to take to this. Will it be a variety sports game? Will it be a specific sports game based off of a specific sport, like football or basketball or baseball? We'll see. I have been thinking that Sega has been needing to dive into the sports market with Sonic more, outside of just Olympics. Like, make a Sonic specific sports game based off of like specific sports, kind of like what Mario did with its baseball games and everything like that. I love those things. Golf. I think that'd be great for Sonic. Just a more high budget, modern version of it would be great. But I think the obvious conversation here is Chao in that Chao Garden game, and I think that them putting that on Netflix games is going to help not only Netflix games but this game. People are going to love this thing. There's going to be a lot of hype for this thing. People have been asking for this for years, so I can't wait for that one. But I can't wait for both of these, and I'll be sure to cover them whenever we get more news on it. There isn't too much to talk about beyond like what was told to us, but I definitely wanted to talk about this because it's been long overdue, and I definitely wanted to get some of my takes and opinions on why we might be seeing some of these games as exclusives. So this is where I pass off to you guys and ask what you think. What do you think about a brand new Sonic Chao mobile game coming to Netflix games and a brand new Sonic sports game coming exclusively to Apple Arcade? Are you excited for both of these titles, or does their exclusivity kind of affect your interest in the games? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those buttons of my life, which and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to the number of this station on YouTube for all things Sonic, whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more. We talk about it all. This year has been absolutely insane so far, so just stay tuned for all things like these upcoming mobile games, Sonic X Shadow Generations, the Knuckles TV series, and Sonic Movie 3. This is the spot to be. I love all you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
And be right by the motherfucking seaside, dog. Everything I see, I got a dream. I thought these leaves would go and take me out the dark. I know everything I wanted to far away.